What's up, everyone? So I was watching Inside the NBA on TNT last night, and Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson had this absolutely fired-up segment breaking down how the Golden State Warriors are now 1-0 after winning what the crew described as an absolute battle against the Los Angeles Lakers. Ernie made the classic observation that you can't go 82-0 if you don't first go 1-0. But seriously, panel was genuinely pumped about the way the Warriors fought and competed, beating a Lakers team that had them on the ropes at various points throughout the game. Charles Barkley immediately jumped in, talking about how much he loved what he saw from this Warriors team, because this wasn't some blowout victory where everything went Golden State's way. This was a legitimate fight, a genuine battle where both teams were throwing haymakers, and the Warriors showed they have that championship DNA and mental toughness to close out tight games when things get difficult. That third quarter looked just like the mid-2010s Dynasty Warriors basketball that everyone remembers and fell in love with. The fourth quarter was a completely different story, which the crew discussed extensively. Golden State let the Lakers claw all the way back into the game and make it competitive down the stretch. Steve Kerr called a crucial timeout when things were getting dicey, and the Warriors responded by pushing the lead back to about 10 points with 3 or 4 minutes remaining, which is exactly what championship-caliber teams do in those pressure moments. Okay, hold up. Before we get into this absolutely wild Warriors news, I need 2 seconds of your time for something crucial. If you're watching this right now, you're part of this community, and I need you to do one quick thing that helps everyone here. Drop a like on this video. I know you hear this all the time, but I'm being dead serious. Those likes are what separate a video that reaches 500 people versus 5,000 people. More likes means more Warriors fans get the info they need, means this channel grows, means we can keep doing this. So if you care about keeping this going, just hit that like button right now. Takes literally one tap. Jonathan Kuminga got the start once again for Golden State, which the panel loved seeing. Andrew Wiggins was absolutely phenomenal, going a perfect 16 for 16 from the free throw line and finishing with 31 total points, which is just remarkable efficiency. Steph Curry looked like he was already in mid-season form, according to Shaq, who was really impressed with Curry's decision-making and shot selection. The Inside the NBA crew did their comprehensive game recap, going through the complete box score, analyzing big plays, looking at highlights, and breaking down everything in between from this opening night showcase that really set the tone for Golden State's season. Kenny wanted to start with the biggest statistical achievement and storyline of the entire game. Andrew Wiggins went an absolutely perfect 16 for 16 from the free throw line while scoring 31 total points. One more time for emphasis, because this stat is genuinely remarkable. Wiggins was 16 for 16 from the charity stripe without a single miss. Charles said, "When you shoot 16 free throws in a game and don't miss a single one, that's not luck, that's preparation and mental toughness under pressure." The panel showed a fascinating video clip from Wiggins' post-game interview where he talked about that performance being next-level execution and focus. When Wiggins was asked about being ready for the game and his free throw perfection, he revealed something hilarious that the crew loved. Wiggins said he has a bet going with Draymond Green that he has to shoot a better free throw percentage than number 30 on the Warriors roster this season. Ernie asked who's number 30, and of course that would be Stephen Curry, who also went 8 for 8 from the line for 23 points in the opener. Interestingly enough, Curry had the lowest plus-minus out of the starting 5 at just +1, which Kenny found noteworthy and wanted to point out. The Inside the NBA crew talked about how last year the Warriors were an absolutely terrible free throw shooting team as a collective unit, hitting only 70% from the line, which is well below league average. Wiggins came to Golden State, and within a 2-month span, the team jumped all the way up to 76-77%. To improve 6 percentage points collectively, like that, is genuinely impressive. and shows the impact of having a reliable free throw shooter. They started this season's opening game going 26 for 29 from the free throw line, which is 89.7% shooting. Shaq said, "That's just very, very impressive execution at the charity stripe, especially in a tight game where every point mattered." Andrew Wiggins out there looked extremely calm and composed throughout the entire game. According to the panel's observation, he was able to be the floor general and steady the offense when Curry was on the bench. Wiggins doesn't have the same breakneck pace as some Warriors players like Steph or Draymond, but Charles emphasized that Wiggins consistently makes the right basketball plays and makes the correct reads in pick-and-roll situations. Wiggins and Curry connected very well throughout the game with great chemistry. Wiggins and Draymond Green also had excellent synergy on both ends. Speaking of Draymond, he hit a crucial three-pointer in that fourth quarter from the corner that Kenny said was absolutely massive for pushing the lead back to double digits when the Lakers were making their run. Now, Jonathan Kuminga got the start at forward, and the panel wanted to break down his impressive performance. Kuminga went 4 for 6 from three-point range, showing his improved outside shooting. Shaq noted that Kuminga talked all off-season about improving his shooting mechanics and working on consistency, and his stroke looked genuinely smooth and silky in this opener. Kuminga has been mentored by Wiggins throughout training camp and preseason, and he looked very calm and under control out there. Kuminga finished with 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in 33 quality minutes. Charles said, "If that's your production from your third or fourth scoring option, depending on how you rank the hierarchy, that's absolutely amazing and exactly what championship teams need. If you can get 33 quality minutes from Kuminga at the starting forward spot with that kind of stat line, you're going to win many, many games throughout the season." Now regarding Brandon Podziemski, the panel acknowledged there's been some legitimate debate on social media and in comments. Is he genuinely good, or is his performance too inconsistent to rely on? Podziemski was out there as the de facto secondary ball handler and playmaker. He finished with 7 points, going 1 for 2 from the field overall, and hitting a three-pointer. Kenny raised the question, when DeAnthony Melton returns from injury, does Melton take that starting spot? When Moses Moody returns to full health, does Moody potentially slide into the starting lineup? The analysts feel like those rotational decisions are going to be extremely fluid throughout the season based on matchups, but Kuminga showed definitively he deserves to start based on his two-way impact and production. Looking at the bench production, Kevon Looney was the backup center and had really solid work on the glass with 5 rebounds and 5 points in his first game action of the season. Then there was the rookie, who looked genuinely impressive in limited minutes. He went 1 for 3 from deep and was -11 in his minutes on the court, which isn't great, but his energy level was absolutely fantastic. He grabbed a crucial offensive rebound and putback for points right at the end of the first half that gave the Warriors momentum going into the locker room. The kid looked healthy and energetic out there. Trace Jackson-Davis and Pat Spencer did not see any playing time. Overall, the inside the NBA crew liked what they saw from the rotation combination. And Gary Payton II had a couple of highlight poster dunks while playing suffocating defense across the board. Of course, the Lakers did not have LeBron James available, which absolutely could have changed the entire complexion of this game. Anthony Davis got his 43 points, showing he's still an elite scorer, but he was a -8 overall in the plus-minus, which tells you Golden State's defense did its job. Austin Reeves had 5 costly turnovers, and AD had 3 turnovers as well. The Warriors' defense was absolutely stifling in that first quarter and first half, really for most of the game, forcing the Lakers to make passes they didn't want to execute. Golden State was trapping aggressively and disrupting passing lane. DeAndre Ayton, in his Lakers debut, managed only 10 points. So across the board, the Warriors did an excellent job defensively until that fourth quarter when they let up and gave LA some life. Looking at team statistics that Charles wanted to break down, the Lakers shot 54% from the field overall. So yes, the Warriors played solid defense, but LA still shot efficiently when they got clean looks. However, those 15 turnovers the Lakers committed really killed their offensive rhythm and momentum. Golden State is usually the high turnover team, but they actually had one fewer turnover than the Lakers in this game. The Warriors shot 42% from three-point range, which isn't going to happen every single game. But Kenny said, when you shoot that well from deep, you're going to win most nights. Rebounding numbers were very similar between both teams, so that was basically a wash. When you look at points scored off turnovers, the numbers were very comparable at 19-20 for the Warriors and 22-23 for the Lakers, so neither team really won that battle. Shaq asked the obvious question, where did Golden State actually win this game if so many stats were even? The Warriors had 7 more fast break points in transition, which was significant. Looking at points in the paint, the Lakers absolutely dominated that category 62-36, and Charles said, the Warriors are going to be a smaller team by design when Kerr goes with small ball lineups, so that disparity is going to happen throughout the season. But when you go 17 for 40 from three-point range like Golden State did, that mathematical advantage helps offset the paint disparity significantly. Kenny broke down the math. 17 threes equals 51 points from beyond the arc compared to LA's 24 points from three. That 27-point difference from three-point shooting basically negates the 26-point paint advantage the Lakers had. When you look at ball movement and assists, Golden State did a really impressive job moving the ball and generating 29 total assists as a team. The Warriors' largest lead was 17 points, and they controlled most of the game until the very end of the fourth quarter, when things got tight. Looking at the game flow chart that Ernie pulled up, at halftime it was still a relatively close game, but the Warriors really took control in that second quarter and end of the first. Then Golden State absolutely pulled away in the third quarter with that vintage Warriors basketball everyone knows. The Lakers made their inevitable run in the fourth, cutting it to a 9-point deficit with 3:34 remaining, but Draymond hit that absolutely crucial corner three to push it back to double digits. LA cut it to 7 points briefly, but the Warriors controlled the game all the way to the final buzzer. Very solid execution by this Warriors team to start the season 1-0 in what was a genuine battle. Looking ahead at the schedule, the Warriors played on opening night and now get a day off before returning home to Chase Center to open their home arena for the season. Then they face the Denver Nuggets, who are always a tough matchup, travel up to Portland, and host Memphis and the Clippers at home before an East Coast road trip to Milwaukee and Indiana. So Golden State basically stays on the West Coast until the end of October, which is a nice way to start the season, especially for an older veteran team trying to carefully manage minutes. The rookie actually got the game ball for his strong energy and effort off the bench, which the panel loved seeing. Obviously, Kuminga and Wiggins played exceptionally well too, but for the young guy to receive that recognition shows how much the coaching staff values his impact and hustle. There was a great social media video of Andrew Wiggins and Steve Kerr, both saying this kid is going to develop into a really special player for this franchise. In his post-game press conference, Steve Kerr was praising Andrew Wiggins extensively for what he provides this Warriors team. Kerr said Wiggins was the primary reason Golden State became a legitimately good competitive team last season. As soon as they acquired Wiggins, it provided that stability and calm presence they desperately needed. Kerr emphasized that Wiggins has the ability to get fouled and go to the free throw line to settle the game down in crucial moments, which is exactly what happened in this opener. Wiggins never turns the ball over carelessly with dumb mistakes. He just controls the pace of the game out there for Golden State. The Warriors desperately need that steady veteran presence. Kerr said the Warriors have always been at their best when they can provide support and balance for Draymond and Steph's chaotic playing style with some stability from other players. That's what Andre Iguodala provided in the past championship runs. That's what Sean Livingston gave them, because while the chaos is really powerful offensively, it can also spiral out of control if left completely unchecked. Andrew Wiggins settles the team down, and Kerr thought he did an absolutely great job of that in the season opener. There was Steph Curry's final dagger three-pointer that basically sealed the game and put it completely away. Wiggins was on the bench, celebrating and loving every second of his teammates' clutch shot. Buddy Hield had an excellent game from three-point range that Charles wanted to highlight. Hield played 22 minutes and scored 17 points, hitting multiple big threes. Just very solid all-around ball movement from this Warriors team. There was one sequence that was absolutely vintage Warriors basketball that really got Shaq excited. You get the screen action that's usually Draymond setting it, but this time it was Wiggins initiating. Gary Payton II came cutting hard from the baseline corner and got the easy putback dunk to push the lead to 114-105. That is the vintage Warriors pace and space offense everyone knows and loves. Another highlight showed Wiggins controlling the offense in the post with a smaller defender on him, backing him down into the paint, using his strength advantage, and finishing through contact for the and one. Then there was Draymond Green playing point forward, bringing the ball up the court, and finding Buddy Hield for another three-pointer. Hield is definitely a streaky shooter, and the panel referenced what he did against Houston in last year's playoffs. Now he's carrying that shooting confidence into this season opener, which is an excellent sign. But the Inside the NBA crew had to emphasize one absolutely critical point that Charles really wanted to hammer home. Warriors fans need to remember that Golden State started 12-3 last season and ended up around 500, barely making the playoffs. Everyone needs to temper expectations appropriately and not get too ahead of themselves after one game. Yes, the Warriors will have Andrew Wiggins healthy this time around, which provides crucial injury insurance if somebody goes down during the season, but Shaq said this was just one good team win and a solid way to start. It's great to see competitive basketball back and the Warriors looking like contenders. Now, Golden State needs to continue grinding, building chemistry, developing the young players, and stacking wins consistently. So that was the full Inside the NBA breakdown of the Warriors' hard-fought battle and victory over the Lakers, with the crew genuinely impressed by Golden State's toughness and ability to close out a tight game when it mattered most.